Good morning and welcome to this week's MicroTip. And this week I'm going to reflect on yesterday's London Marathon. So for those of you who took part yesterday and completed the course, congratulations and well done. I'm sure you had an amazing day, no matter how hard it was. Having experienced a marathon, I know how tough it is. So my complete admiration and respect for all of those of you who completed the course yesterday. Hopefully today you're having a well-earned rest. But I really wanted to reflect as I watched the race yesterday on a couple of things actually. So first of which was the overall men's winner, Eliud Kipchoge, and really just to reflect on a man who was in complete flow. And there's this concept of flow, which is where we are in this state of performing at an excellent standard, and yet it seems so effortless and easy. And if you watched Kipchoge yesterday as he was breaking down the other runners around him, particularly in the last few kilometres of the race, you could just see a man who was completely in control, completely at ease, and in this sense of flow. It was almost appeared effortless, even though he was running faster than anybody else has ever been able to run, actually. And he delivered the second fastest marathon time behind his own world record. But to be able to run at that pace, in that intensity, in such a big event, but it seemed so easy, was just almost running perfection. And then I just want to reflect on another one of the elite performances from yesterday, which was from Charlotte Purdue, the British runner who finished 10th to achieve a Olympic standard and to give herself an opportunity to perform in the Olympics. And she went out with a specific plan to run at a specific time and absolutely nailed that plan. And when you compare to the likes of Kipchoge, where it was effortless and flow, to Purdue, who was really fighting to achieve her goal and her aspirations. And what really kind of, I guess, was the biggest reflection for me over the weekend, listening in and watching the coverage, was her post-race interview, where she talked about her mental process of getting herself through the last mile to achieve that target, where she was telling herself that if she finishes this mile and achieves her goal, she never has to run again. So this mental trick of forcing her body to do what it really doesn't want to do, but her mind forcing herself to keep going, to keep delivering the pace that was needed to achieve her goals and her aspirations, and her reward mechanisms in the brain, which was do this now and you never have to do it again, even though she knows she's going to, but the mental process I thought was really powerful. And I think there's a lot of a lesson for us all in there in terms of how do we train our minds to help us to achieve the things that we really want, and how do we work on our thinking and our mental practices to enable us to consistently deliver to a high standard. Not all of us will achieve that sense of flow that Kipchoge was in, but we can all achieve that sense of fighting for the thing that we really want, which we saw from Charlotte Purdue. So this week's micro tip is just reflecting on the wonderful London Marathon scenes yesterday and the performances of some elite athletes and how they mentally train themselves to get through what is perhaps the toughest sport on the planet. And how can we as leaders and individuals work on our own mental game to enable ourselves to physically deliver and to master our own craft. So this week, reflecting on the London Marathon and just thinking about what do you tell yourself to keep going. Have a wonderful week, and I'll look forward to speaking to you again on my next micro tip.